and welcome to another episode of the New Vision podcast.
Welcome.
This is episode 15, I believe, and this is the final episode for the year, for the new year, or the end of the year of 2020.
Thank goodness. Chop off my left toe.
What?
Not really, but thank goodness.
Yeah.
Thank goodness that 2020, literally, it's just today, and then that's it.
Today is the last day.
Today
we are recording
is the last
this,
day.
as of the time of recording this is December 31st, 2020. So we're almost through this hellish year, and we're going to be in 2021. It's going to be... I think it's going to be a lot better. You know, we have the vaccine is on the way. It's already been given to a lot of people, and it's continuing to be given to people.
Yes.
Eventually, by probably like June or July, we're all gonna have it. I'm pretty sure. You know, we're gonna see people. We're gonna be getting a new president who's gonna hopefully run the country better. We're gonna be, you know, we're just a lot of things are looking up. You know, I think we're gonna have a better time this year than we did last year. I really do.
Hopefully things will go back to normalcy.
Yeah, normal is such like a strange way to put it, and I don't disagree, but I don't know. It's such like a philosophical question, but like, what is normal? You know, like, I don't know. I mean, we're gonna have this period now where people are.
Is normal what?
Shut up. We're going to have this period now where people are, like, probably going to be, like, kind of having to reacclimate to society and everything with all the crazy shit that's going on. But, I think an appropriate thing to do would be to kind of highlight some events throughout the year that, you know, have been major for you, for me, for the podcast, for, you know, whatever it may be, kind of defining moments throughout the year. We've talked about all the defining moments throughout the, like, as we were doing the New Vision Records, as we've been doing this podcast, we've been getting to talk about the events pretty much as they've been happening. But what about, has there anything for you personally, and it's kind of a cliche as well, but are there any, like, New Year's resolutions that you have? I imagine they're all probably similar to mine, if I'm going to be honest.
Well, one of them is in effect already, the eating healthy
on
a diet, and looking at the back of, you know, your food that you get, you know, because I used to not give a crap about looking at the back and seeing how many calories are, you know, seeing how much sodium, cholesterol, all that kind of stuff. Now it's like a thing. Like this upcoming weekend, I'm going shopping for food, and I know automatically I'm gonna just pick up, you know, whatever I feel.
So would you say,
and look at it and be like, oh,
yeah. So would you say, like, being aware of your nutrition?
Yes.
But yeah, that makes sense. Like calorie counting and all that kind of stuff.
Yes.
That makes sense. Yeah. Anything else?
Yeah, this podcast actually.
Okay.
Because I know if the coronavirus didn't come, you know, I probably wouldn't have gotten this going. But now that coronavirus is here,
we're ending the podcast. Okay. Now that we're almost through Corona, we're ending the podcast. No, kidding.
No, but you know, it's, you know, it's fine. You know, it's like everyone's staying home. Like, you gotta do something. You can't just, well, you can, but you can't just sit around and watch TV all the time. You know, you gotta, you know, do other things while you're quarantined. Like, I know a lot of my friends have been doing home workouts, where if Corona didn't happen, they would always go to the gym. There would be no home workouts. Like, what the heck's a home workout? But now they're actually, you know, doing things differently that they would never have done, like home workouts. And a good friend I had, he said he said to me and a couple of our friends at a young age, he said, I will never ever grow facial hair. That is just something I'll never ever do. Now he likes having a full grown beard. And now he takes care of it. And we're like, yeah, we know what you said back then, that you would never ever have facial hair. And you're like, yeah, I kind of like it now. And we're like, would you look at that? But and then making music and all that kind of stuff. Because again, the coronavirus didn't come, I would not be making and writing down and putting more ideas into music. So 2020, you suck really bad, but in some ways, thank you.
It's one of those things where it's inspired a lot of.
And coronavirus really made me like hardcore, like look at my own life and all of my life choices, like the health, eating healthy and all that kind of stuff. Just figuring out things about myself that I've never knew. Like back then, like let's say going to my 10, 11, 12-year-old self. If I went back and told myself back then that you would get into, like documentaries about other people and all these things, my young self, I ain't getting into any of those stupid things. Those are boring. Those are for old people.
I love that shit.
Or those are just stupid. I would never, ever. And now, I watch documentaries. I listen to podcasts.
Yeah.
All that kind of stuff. So, life is interesting. So.
100%. Yeah.
What about you?
Well, I guess the first thing is to kind of go through, like, I guess, my transition throughout the year and kind of what I'm hoping for next year. Maybe that's, like, an appropriate way. So, well, I started this year very different than how I'm ending it. Throughout this year, I've made a lot of adjustments to myself, kind of interpersonally, I guess emotionally in a way, as well as physically. As you know, my hair is a natural, brownish red. I dyed that. Which was a symbolic thing of me, of kind of taking my life into my own hands and changing things the way I want or whatever. I went and actually really tried my hand at releasing music professionally and officially through YouTube Music, Spotify, all those different things. And of course, I do have the record and the single that I had put out. I did a lot of self-examining about myself and different beliefs that I had, especially very religious beliefs I've had throughout pretty much all my life, and have come to a point that I don't really believe that anymore. But I'm also still understanding how to not be how that kind of takes a certain limiter off of me to be able to be like more it encourages me to be more accepting of different people's like ideas and kind of philosophies and stuff like that. I very much believe that there's not a one-size-fits-all way to live life. So I think that I can really kind of accept and I guess promote that idea more now, having but also I did things like I got a therapist for the first time as I wanted to, and I am at a point I'm at a point now. Oh man, it's been I think I've probably gone through like more change than you, to be honest. For me, 2020 and Corona and everything has caused me to be a lot more introspective than I normally am, even. And I've come to this point where, at least this is what I'm trying now. We'll see how this goes and everything. But I'm thinking, I don't know if I'd say I would quit music per se, but I'm thinking of not focusing as heavily on music specifically. And I'm thinking of kind of doing this sort of thing with you guys, except in front of a camera, to my own audience about whatever the hell I want to talk about. And seeing how that goes. And, if I do that, maybe that'll give this more exposure as well. We'll see how that goes.
New beginnings.
Yeah,
new year.
New beginnings. I'm doing and the thing about like my hair and appearance and stuff. For me, these are very like symbolic things. I have had a very like I guess typical kind of rock and roll style throughout the past couple years of my life. As I've been pursuing this, career as an actor and musician and stuff. But as I re-examine things and think, well, maybe I could go a different way and inspire and encourage people through a different medium, I'm at a point now where I'm implementing more of a conventional appearance for myself as well. And, giving these things a shot, seeing how they go. I'm doing a lot of things. I'm looking into,
Same here.
I'm looking into working with quite possibly a personal dating coach. I'm really trying to get focused on working out, which for me, and I think you're kind of you enjoy running as well, but for me, running is like really the thing that works best for me. And so I'm working on getting back into that. And yeah, man, those are kind of the things that I'm like, that's my kind of transitional period. And you didn't actually mention yet though, what are your like kind of New Year's plans, resolutions or anything like that?
Well, starting to eat healthy. Because I know 1 year that was my New Year
New
plan.
Year, me.
Yeah, and those like literally half the time those things never work out. Like most people, I'm gonna do this, that, yada yada yada, and then the New Year comes by and still in their same old rut. But I'm gonna try my darndest, and I actually already have been doing it. Eating healthy.
Mm-hmm. You have.
Working out more, which I have. Been running every night. And I ran with you, and we're actually going to go running tonight too.
Yep.
And so
before we drink.
Yeah. That, and then I'm taking another step because a lot of people aren't doing just one thing for in life. They're doing multiple things.
Of course.
Like, entrepreneur, this, that, yada yada. So I actually told you guys in the group chat that I'm possibly thinking about seeing whether or not I could do some voice acting.
Yeah, that's something to look into.
Because that would be really interesting.
Well, and
I've yet to call around.
Well, so. it's a difficult, similar to any other kind of acting or anything else. It is a difficult thing to get into. It's doable. Don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah.
And I still want to do voice. For one, I still would love to at some point in the future. I still want to do the voice of Sonic, especially. Like I would love to do that. And
who? Sorry. Side question. Who's the obviously new in
currently?
Yeah.
Roger Craig Smith.
Is he for the video games?
Or for the video games. For the movie, it was.
Who was it? It was.
Ben Schwartz. That was his name.
Okay, yeah, I was like, last name was
yeah.
Ben Schwartz. Okay.
But no, in the
video game,
it's Roger Craig Smith right now. Gotcha. He's been voicing him since 2010, and
he actually sounds like a lot cooler Sonic than
the
voice actor, in my own opinion. But the voice actor brings a whole new kind of.
Wait, which one sounds cooler to you?
The video game actor that voices him for the video games instead of the movie.
Yeah. Well, the movie one, he's supposed to be a little bit younger and stuff, it seems. I don't have a problem with Roger Craig Smith. I have a problem with and how he plays Sonic. I have a problem with his delivery of the character. Or I'm sorry, I have a problem with the writing of the character since 2010. But that is something I would love to... I can get into a little bit in a moment here, but first I want to... Because I'm going to go on a rant if I talk about that. But I wanted to mention kind of my New Year's resolutions, as it were. And then kind of my view on the concept of New Year's resolutions.
Oh, and so be a better man. Be a better person.
Yeah, of course. That should always be it. So, my New Year's resolutions are basically the same thing that they've been for the past, 2...
Couple years?
Yeah, like 2, whatever years. Yeah. Which is... similar to you, get into better shape, look and feel better about myself. That kind of all
growing
goes
a beard.
And feels well. That's just in line with changing my appearance to a more conventional thing. Yeah, like be more attractive in general and all those different things. Find some way, I guess, to like I said, kind of, help and inspire people, whether that be through my music or through doing something else through YouTube or something, some discussion-based kind of videos, which I had told you about, which would basically be kind of like this, except it would be on one specific topic, and I would be doing it in front of a camera, and you guys would be listening and seeing me talk about shit. And we'll see where that concept goes. And I really do for the past couple of years, pretty much since I broke up with my last one, I really do want a new girlfriend. I really do. I really want a relationship. I want to be with someone that like I genuinely love and care about, and she loves and cares about me too. And there's a whole lot of specifics that go into that. But which is that way for everybody, I mean, anyone can say, oh, I just want someone who I love and loves me. Well, yeah, but everyone wants that, but like, what does that mean specifically for you? Yeah. And I can get into the specifics of that more at another point. But
and yours should be speaking another language, because I don't know what kind of language that was.
I'm gonna learn English, actually. That's what it is. Yeah, I'm gonna learn English.
Sweet.
No, okay, but on New Year's resolutions in general, a lot of people give them a lot of shit because people don't stick to them and all this other and that's valid. That's fair. However, here's the thing about my thing with New Year's resolutions is it's like, well, don't wait until the new year. If there's something you want to change about yourself, change it now. It doesn't matter what the date on the calendar is. Just change it now. However, for a lot of people, it's nice to give them that kind of benchmark of saying, okay, I'm starting now.
Yep,
and
a little starting point.
Right. And it's good to set kind of goals for yourself as well, to say, okay, by this point I'm going to have this. By this point I'm going to have that. And I would want to set the point of like, okay, in like for me, and you might even do something like this too, but with the weight loss thing, for example, okay, in a couple months, I'm going to be at least 5 or 10 pounds less than I am now. I'm going to be, these different things like that. And as far as, really, I should say I did say a girlfriend specifically, and I do very much want that again, but relationships in general, like I really want like to meet, new people and have new friends and kind of expand my social circle and stuff like that. And just, I guess, develop more of a social life again. It's kind of, COVID really fucking destroyed it, and I'm not really sure how to get it back, to be honest with you. But we'll see. We'll see what happens, I guess. But I feel like this is the most real we've been, you know?
Hey man,
we're talking about,
this
like,
is what New Vision Podcast
it is.
It's about getting together people that have different ideas, values, morals.
And I would love to hear what your guys' New Year's resolutions and different things you're working on or struggling with. Understand this is a judgment-free zone and different things, you know? So, like, whatever you're dealing with.
And sorry, continue.
No. Yeah, just, you know, whatever you're dealing with, whatever you'd like to change about yourself, you know, have at it.
Yes, like the great Shia LaBeouf meme says, just do it.
Just do it.
Just do it. And best thing about this is, you know, we have different morals, obviously, values. You know, we have different viewpoints too. We have different everything. The glorious thing is we can still remain friends.
Of course.
Whereas other people, I don't know who other people, but other people, you know, they have a value that's different than another person's, and they clash. And it's either, you know, like us, we can still be friends, or half the time it just crumbles. And
well, we're both.
You don't believe in the same thing I believe.
Yeah.
You don't do this, whatever. Goodbye.
The thing about us is we're both very passionate about certain things, but we're also very easygoing and understanding. So it's kind of a thing of where it's like, hey, you know, you don't agree, that's fine, we can agree to disagree. Our friend, who's still only been on one episode so far, but Logan,
he needs to come on through.
We need to have Logan and Pat. I really want to get everybody together.
Logan, I'm calling you out, boy. I'm calling you because I know you listen to these. I'm calling you out right now.
I don't know if I don't even know when he last did, but that's another.
Well, I know you still.
He might.
He probably.
He probably still does. I don't know. He's a busy man. I understand.
Yeah.
He's a you know.
Anyways, calling you out. Continue.
Yeah. But my point was, you know, he and I are very like opinionated as well, and we have very strong personalities. But we also are very respectful of each other and can, if we can't agree on something, we agree to disagree. We'll even have things where we'll be like, we'll discuss something for a little bit and then we'll just go, okay, we'll just stop. Because clearly we're not going to change either person's mind here. And I think that's a good way to handle relationships in general. A lot of people like argue to kind of be right. Or they argue because they want to be right. And my thing on this, and this is especially true for romantic relationships, you see this damage to them all the time, but it's true for friendships, workplace relationships, business partners, anything. If you're arguing, you should be arguing to come to an understanding. Mm-hmm. And if you can't come to an understanding, you're going to have to just kind of leave it alone, at least for the time being. Because the important thing should always be, is this going to preserve the relationship? Or is this going to damage the relationship? If it's going to damage... If you're right, okay, so you're right, but you hurt the person in the process. Therefore, your relationship with them is damaged.
What do you gain by being right?
That's right. What difference?
Well, I mean, you do gain something. You gain a broken relationship.
Yeah.
Or not even a relationship.
Yeah.
Just whatever.
Yeah, I mean, like, it doesn't... Yeah, some people put too much, like, emphasis on shit like that, or who won in an argument and stuff. Like, it doesn't fucking matter. Like, if you argued and you didn't come to an agreement, you both lost. It doesn't matter who was right. You both lost. Yeah. You know, that's... Yeah, so...
Yeah, man, it's wildin'. Gosh, man.
For context, and I was actually gonna wanted to bring this up too.
Gosh, that just makes me even more like.
Okay, so for context, there's this incredible YouTuber I literally just started watching yesterday or today, whatever, called Westside Live, and he does a bunch of like review discussion things on a ton of different subjects. I'm gonna be honest, a lot of it's porn and other like sexual topics in media. But you know, he talks about like, you know, movies and stuff and all kinds of different but what kind of social issues and stuff. And what Jordan's kind of getting on about here specifically is this thing he did where he kind of reviewed people on Twitter. And this is something that I've realized, especially since I made a Twitter myself. Twitter's really a dumpster fire. And I realize that, like, when people go to cancel somebody on Twitter and people have these hot takes that are just really fucking bad takes, like, all men are trash, or, as what Jordan was referencing there, there was this thing where people put, you aren't allowed to say these words if you aren't black. And these were words like thirsty, wildin', throwing hands.
Lit?
Oh my, yeah, fucking...
Like, come on, dude. Who?
So I made the joke that I was like, oh man, I could go for some water. I'm really requiring a beverage. You know, like
instead of saying, hey, I'm thirsty.
Exactly. Like what the fuck?
Like stop.
It's so gas. Like you can't say like gas or
like
it's fucking, I don't know. It was dumb shit.
I think there was like fresh on there. There was definitely
fresh
woke.
Was probably on. Woke was on there. Yeah. Which is funny because
what is woke?
Well, it's funny you ask that because that's an example of them trying to be woke. Okay, so woke is. Let me actually see if I can find a definition because I don't want to fuck this up. But the idea when people refer to people being woke, in fact, let me see what Urban Dictionary
I did wake up
about.
today. If you're referring to woke.
Yeah.
No, but
So. Okay. Woke, the act of being... This is true. This is what Urban Dictionary defines woke as of May 16th, 2018. That's when this is the top definition that was put up then. The act of being very pretentious about how much you care about a social issue. Yeah, most people... This is the example they use. Yeah, most people don't care about parking spaces for families with disabled pets. I wish they were woke like me. Gosh. Parking for disabled pets. I really hope that's like a troll. I really hope that's a joke and that's not something people are actually... But basically the idea of being woke is being super pretentious, or where you do have that kind of thing where they're saying like... Okay, like an example was people were getting really up in arms about Cyberpunk 2077 having it had something to do with trans people. They thought it was like transphobic. When this is like the only game I've ever seen where you can actually make a trans person. Yeah. If anything, it's extremely like progressive. Yeah. Here's actually, speaking of woke, another example of being. This is one of my favorites, and we talked about it. We talked about it earlier this month because it was Christmas time, but the conversation of the song "Baby It's Cold Outside," if it's about
this
date
really
rape.
Got me fired up. I was like,
yeah,
it's a Christmas song,
but it's progressive. The whole concept of that song, I know this is like the third time I've talked about this, I'm sorry, but it's so Christmas time. The whole concept of I will say it until people fucking get it through their heads. The whole concept of this song, Baby It's Cold Outside, the entire concept is it's this back and forth between a woman who clearly wants to spend the night with this guy, and this guy who's giving her every excuse to do that, and she's also making these excuses, but she knows that it's not socially acceptable for her to do so, because back in the time that song was written, and the movie that was for and everything, it was not socially acceptable to stay the night with or sleep with someone that you weren't married to. Especially for a woman.
Oh, yeah.
And the whole thing is she's wanting to go against what society is saying and go with, like, her feelings, her emotions, her desires, and he's trying to... It's fucking progressive. Like, people that bitch and are like, oh, no, it's not fucking about date rape. It's about fucking... He's encouraging her to follow her heart, for lack of a better way to put it, to do what she wants. They're making excuses for each other to be like, oh, well, you know, oh, you should stay because, you know, well, it's too cold. Oh, you'll freeze out there. And then she, you know, counters by saying like, oh, but my brother will worry, my father, my sister, you know, like, she knows what she wants to do, but she knows it's not socially accepted, like, it's a progressive song, people.
It's like, calm yourselves.
So that's...
Get a life.
That's one that's still...
And stop judging Christmas songs.
Please,
like Christmas
please,
songs.
Please, get a life foundation.
It's like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. How are you gonna like?
Well, here actually, you know what? Here's another really good, and I have this written in my notes here. Another good example.
Why don't you go to the person who made the song and complain to that person?
So here's actually another good example of being woke.
I like how you put the air quotes.
Well, yeah, because that's
woke.
Yeah, you guys couldn't see, but I did air quotes. Okay. There was this video. So there's this thing called Cut. It's a YouTube channel. I think it's like a spin-off of BuzzFeed or something. But they did this video where it was called "What Are White People Superior At?" And it was interviewing a bunch of black people, asking what they were superior at. And they said things like, it started with silly things like, making potato salad and, dumb little shit like this. But then it took a really dark turn where they started being like, oppression, privilege, and it was this really like, kind of like, it was, I mean...
downgrading. It was very...
degrading, I think is the word that
degrading.
But, it's like, you have these things where you're basically pitting people against one another. And the same thing is with same thing happens with women. Again, I mentioned the all men are trash thing, but people that are trying to be like super woke about, and listen, I'm a lefty. I'm a progressive, but I'm not with the kind of quote unquote woke culture of like oh my god, I remember this thing I saw where they were talking about the Fairly Odd Parents show, where they were saying that it was bad because it like normalized child abuse or something. Because Timmy, in the show, the kid, for those of you that don't know, the main character, Timmy Turner, he is basically abused or at least neglected by his parents. Yeah. But my thing about that is, that's the whole fucking point. Like, are we not allowed to have conflict? Like shows and movies and stuff need conflict. I've seen things like that where people have critiqued the bad guy or the antagonist of a thing, and they said, oh yeah, this character's really problematic. Like Gina or whatever her name is from Mean Girls, the blonde chick that's like, oh, she doesn't even go here, that girl. Yeah. People are like, oh yeah, she's really problematic. Yeah, she's the fucking antagonist. She's supposed to be problematic. So I don't know, when people are like woke about shit like that, I can't fucking stand it. I really can't. And I don't know. And the thing is, like, when these people tend to be this way, they also, and when I say these people, by the way, I mean the people that are like white knighting and trying to be super woke. Another example, these are essentially woke people. Simps. People that think it is perfectly fine to just shell out a shit ton of money to women online that they don't even know.
I ain't doing that.
And worship women. Now listen,
I ain't doing that.
I do want to clarify something.
I have other things I could be doing.
If you are with somebody, I do think that in a sense you should worship their body and they should worship yours. But that doesn't mean literal worship as in like worship like you would worship a god or a king or something. Worship as in like, really like take pleasure with the person and everything, and just kind of like I don't know how to explain it in words.
Statue in their name.
Yeah.
With candles and holy shit.
Yeah. Not all that. No, not all that creepy shit. But it's a term.
With chains on the walls.
Yeah.
What?
But it's I don't know. I don't know how to explain in words what it would mean to like to worship somebody in like a loving sexual way. It's a different kind of thing.
Just like appreciate them.
Well, yeah, you like really like yeah, exactly. But what I'm talking about when I'm talking about simps, the funniest thing to me is the word simp itself. Because it literally, the word simp, SIMP, it stands for sucka idolizing mediocre pussy, So it's kind of like an insult to both the simp and the person they're simping for. Where they're saying the simp is a sucker and the
simp is a sucker.
Yeah. And the person being simped for is mediocre. You know? And so, like, I don't know, man. People, like, it's fucking creepy, some of these people. And then, like, there's people, because it normally happens with Twitch streamers and stuff like that. But, like, there's people where they can't tell their chat, like, if they have a boyfriend or something, because they're going to go fucking ballistic. Because you know, these simps, they think that they are going to have a chance with this person, and well, you're fucking not. Like, listen, if you like meet them in like a normal environment and like as a normal person and stuff, maybe you'll get to talk to them and you'll get to like, you know, but
be a normal person.
But as it currently is, you're literally on a level where you have completely different levels of status. You know, completely different social statuses. You know, that it's just not the same, and it's a really unhealthy thing for people to do. And you have some people that are like that really take advantage of it and milk these people for all they can, and it's fucking sad. It's really sad. It's really sad. Yeah.
That was the rant.
The main things I would say people do use for simping, though, are Twitch. Twitter, to an extent. Some people kind of simp on Twitter.
Yeah.
But it's mainly Twitch and OnlyFans.
You dirty.
OnlyFans. I really don't, personally, I don't understand the appeal of OnlyFans. Because, well, okay, I understand it from the concept of like, okay, you can talk to this person, this performer, this whatever that you like, and you get to enjoy content that's like made specifically for you, whatever. I get that. But most of people that do OnlyFans porn is specifically like it's solo stuff. It's just like them, and it's also like, I had a friend of mine actually show me, she really likes Trisha Paytas, or however you pronounce her name, Paytas, I think, and she showed me some of her stuff, and she told me, I'm disappointed. She's like, this isn't good, and I'm like, did you expect it to be? Mm-hmm. You know, she's like, yeah, like no, this, and it was like 30-second videos and shit. I'm like, really? Like this is lame, but oh my god, I don't know, man. There's just like, yeah, I don't get it. But an eventful thing that did happen this year, though. I've been dying to talk about this actually since it happened, but we had our Christmas special last week, so I didn't get to delve into this yet. Let's be honest, the most popular website in the world in general, Pornhub.
It is pretty popular.
Let's be honest. It is. It completely is. Deleted like 10 or 11 million of their videos.
Oh wow.
And the reason for this...
That's a lot.
Yeah, the reason for this is because basically they got hit with MasterCard and Visa of finding out that they had a lot of... Apparently they had a lot of like kind of... I don't know how to... I'll just say it for what it was like accused of being, at least. Apparently they had a lot of like child porn, revenge porn as it's called.
Oh my gosh.
People that were like raped and that was filmed and put on there. Yeah, and here's
That's terrible.
And I don't get it because
I don't care if it is a business.
Right, and I don't get it. I've never seen any of that. Jeez. In all my years of watching, I have never. Now, granted, I tend to prefer more professional stuff. I never really cared for the amateur stuff. But what they did was they went and deleted all the amateur stuff. Everything that wasn't put up by a verified account, they just removed. Now, apparently, there's a system in place where they're putting people to actually go through and verify what's legitimate, what should stay and what shouldn't. I hope that happens soon, because while the shit that's fucked up needs to stay gone, and again, I don't even know what that is. I've just never come across any of that. But there are a lot of good like compilations and stuff on there that have been removed, and I understand why they did what they did, because I do think it was the best move at the time, because the only way you can verify a person's age and different things is if they verified their age when making an account. Mm-hmm. But you can't verify someone that doesn't have a verified account if they were actually 18. So I understand from that perspective. And I understand even if those amateur videos stay gone. I don't think the compilations should. I think those should definitely come back. But those and yeah, so like there were a lot of things like that. But for the most, but I do think that for the most part, it's definitely not the end of the world. And for the most part, it is good what they did. The funny thing is, there's a lot of conversation of people saying, well, this is damaging for sex workers because they were using Pornhub to like make money off it or whatever. But the reality is, no. Because if they were making money off of Pornhub, they would have had to have a verified account. Ergo, they weren't affected by this. Mm-hmm. If they didn't have a verified account and they were affected by this, they weren't making money off the videos anyway. That's kind of like if you're not a YouTube partner, you're not making money off your YouTube videos. So if your account got taken down, yeah, that sucks, but you didn't lose any money for it. Uh-huh. So like, that's just how it works. But, And just kind of like real quick on that too, I just want to. A lot of people, like, there's also people on the other side that are like, good. Now the rest of the site needs taken down, and all porn and sex workers need to like be stopped and everything. And I think that's a very limited and negative way to look at the situation. Yeah, there are bad things that happen in the industry, but by the way, real quick, and I'll probably get into this at some point in the future, most of the negative things that happen in the porn industry specifically are the same, if not worse, in Hollywood and different things like that. Like, they absolutely are. But, I mean, especially you look at some of the shit that goes on with the kids there. Like, you want to talk about some fucked up shit, look at fucking... Dan Schneider with Nickelodeon. Well, I'll talk about Dan Schneider at some point, and that'll be an interesting. That'll be a fun time. But yeah, I don't know. It's just, yeah, you can't. Sex workers need a platform, and I. The stigma on them really needs to like go away, because they're people, they're doing a job, most of them are enjoying their life, they're doing something that, they're good at, and they make money doing it, and they're providing a service. Yeah, they now, not necessarily all the Twitch thoughts and the OnlyFans people who are doing barely anything and are getting money off that. I don't necessarily think that's the same thing, but sex work is work. I know that's a hot take for a lot of people, but sex workers are workers. They are valid. They are, yeah, so I wanted to get that off my chest.
Yeah, so, speaking about new stuff, new year coming up, new beginnings are in play.
Yeah.
What are 10 essentials that have been essential to you this up and coming, or this past year? Alright, so we've gone through a rough year, right? People have had to have some type of latch
Oh, essential things for me that have helped me through the year?
Yes. What are 10 essential things that have helped you get through, or not even 10, like 5 or 4 things that have helped you get through this
I'll just start listing
hell of a year.
Yeah, I'll just start listing until I can't list anymore. But I'll let you go first, because you probably have something.
Oh, yeah, mine are super quick. It's super simple. Music, friends. I know some of this sounds cliche, but it is true. Music, friends, family, my mindset, and the security of home.
Mine is the same as yours, except add my job, because I'm very fortunate to have the job that I do.
Me too.
And as I just went on a rant about how much I approve and appreciate it, porn. Being
there you go.
I mean, and that's the thing. Like, it became a meme about how, like, with people not really being able to go out and date and meet people and stuff, everyone was turning to either online dating, which doesn't really work, and I've ranted about that, and porn. That became the whole meme, the whole joke. There were even, like, graphs of people put up, like, the spike of people using, well, specifically Pornhub, but any kind of different, so quite honestly, yeah, that's been a that has been a but yeah, other than that, definitely like I said, all the things you listed. And you say they're cliche, but you know what? I would say the internet in general, YouTube, and the ability to connect with people over things like Zoom and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because I've made this comment many times before, but if this pandemic happened like just even 5 or 10 years ago, it would have affected us so much differently. But since we're more used to connecting with each other over screens and different stuff as is, we were able to adapt more to it. So that was a very good thing we were able to do.
Like our last episode with the Zoom. That was something different. That was interesting. And, we got to see each other through a different...
Which is definitely not going to be a normal thing, because his phone can't hold a charge to save his life.
It can. I just use my phone a ton. And by ton I mean writing a lot of lyrics down. Like, I've probably surpassed, like, 40 songs that I've made in the past month. Like, written down and, like, spent hours upon, like, okay, how can I do this? How can I, put this up? How can I kind of make this make sense in a way people will understand? So my notes are jam-packed. I actually have a little section dedicated to music.
Nice.
Yeah, I have... I have scrolled at least through freaking 10 pages of just full out music. So once January 2021, February 2021 comes around, I'm going to be busting out most of these. Not like every day, like probably once every other week. And it's going to be great.
Are you just going to like be rapping and have like a beat behind you, or like how are you going to do that?
Surprise.
Oh boy, okay.
I have a ton of stuff in mind, and it's gonna be great.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Fantastic.
Cool.
But yeah, man, I'm ready for 2020 to be over, man.
Jesus,
I really am.
I think we all are, bro.
And
I really do.
Like, how do you think? Okay, so I know for me, for a fact, I'm a very social person.
Oh, I hate people.
Oh, freaking, they're the worst. No.
No, it's been killing me.
Yeah, so once... Because humans are designed to have interaction.
We're social creatures.
Yeah, exactly.
100%.
And, it's in our DNA.
Well, it is, yeah. Yeah, we're social animals.
But yeah, so me, I'm a very social person.
Mm-hmm.
And so, and I really can acclimate, thank you. I can acclimate I'm just gonna say that. 2 different situations I can get out of easily. Where some people they take a lot of time to get past a certain thing or person or whatnot. So how do you feel people, as in general, are going to kind of go about everyday life once either 2021 comes around, or at least after the pandemic, at least everything dies down? Because I feel like I'm gonna have no problem going back and being with other people and just being in the presence and just kind of feeling their vibe. How do you think people in general are going to respond to being back to any type of normalcy? Normacy.
Yeah. So I think there's a few things to say on that. One, I heard this. I heard a person who's very introverted say this, that the way that us extroverts are feeling for not being able to go out and mingle with people are basically the way that introverts feel all the time having to go out and mingle with people.
Oh, wow.
So on that note, I just kind of feel for them a little bit. But also, oh God, I think it's really going to vary for people. I think some people are going to be kind of have this like new agoraphobia that they didn't have before. I think some people are going to be just dying to get out and meet and have social interaction.
It's like, let's go hang out at a dumpster. I don't care.
Yeah, I just want to be around. Yeah, something.
Like, geez, don't go down that road.
And I think I myself am. I think me and you and a couple other. I think like we tend to be pretty healthy minded about it, just in general, because I don't. We're not like super like, oh my God, I gotta get out of here. But we're more, and I think honestly, I think most people are probably going to be in that camp where they're like, okay, I really want to get out and do things again, but they're not going to go crazy.
Yeah.
I think most people are going to reacclimate pretty well. I do.
Yeah. And I kind of feel for the introverts too, because I'm a little hybrid. Right, I'm an introvert, and I'm more extrovert than introvert.
Same.
I'm a big people person. I love hanging out. Going out on a Friday night or a Saturday night. Going out on town, hanging out with the boys, chilling with the chicks, whatnot, whatever it may be. The squad. Hashtag. No, but hanging out with people, enjoying their company, but then again, sometimes I'm like, I just want to stay at home, just kind of chill, make a little bit of music, watch a movie or two. Just chill. Or chill while out with friends. Like chilling at the beach, just chilling, enjoying the sunset or sunrise or whatever the case may be. But, I'm definitely a hybrid. On most things, actually, now I'm thinking about
most people, hardly anyone is ever, like, always this or always that. Like, you're generally going to be, like, an extrovert in some situations, an introvert in other situations, and, things like that. It's kind of like the concept of, like, alpha or beta, things like that. Like, you're not going to be the same thing in every situation. Now, if you become adaptable, and I'm working on, and I am pretty adaptable as is, but I'm just working on kind of owning that, I guess, and like embracing that I'm pretty adaptable. Because my thing is like, I really, for the most part, don't care what I'm doing as long as it's with other people or one other person. Generally, that's my favorite thing to do, as I'm sure many of you can tell by now, is talk. My favorite thing in the entire world to do is just to talk with somebody. I love meeting new people and just getting a conversation going, just learning a little bit about them. And I would love, I love to like once you get past the bullshit of like, small talk.
What's your favorite color?
Yeah.
What do you like to eat?
I love learning about like what makes a person tick. Mm-hmm. Like, what are your hopes and dreams? What are your, what are your kind of, what are your desires in life? What are your fears? What makes you? Uh-huh. Different things. How can I help you in any way? Do you just need somebody to talk to? 'Cause I'm good at I'm good at venting to people, as you know, and I'm good at listening to people. But yeah, I feel like you kind of hold it back a little bit, because I remember even like that one day in our group chat where you had said like, I don't want to like blow up at you guys or whatever it was. Yeah. So I think, like, for you, maybe that's even a New Year resolution you could have, being more, like, I guess, in touch with your emotions and being able to, like, let yourself express how you feel. Mm-hmm. And for me, something should be getting more control, not suppressing my emotions, but getting more control over them, so that they don't run my life and I don't have a man period every month. Oh, man.
Yeah. Women, we have them, too.
We do. Actually, that's a small thing to get on, but men actually do have periods as well. You have, when women have periods, or I guess specifically I should say people with vaginas, because, trans men as well. They tend to, when they have a period, of course you got the blood and all that shit, but like even people with dicks can have periods, because we don't have that part. We don't have an egg that we're dispelling, but we do have emotional fluctuations.
Yes, we do.
We absolutely have that, and it is about every month or so. So it's kind of, I guess it's like a reset, which would explain why I get to be how I am every month. But yeah.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. But, yeah, man, so what's the first thing whenever this pandemic ends and people can go out in public freely again without any masks or anything, what's the first thing you're going to do?
Well, it's not going to an All-Time Low concert, because the first concert they're performing is in November, and they're going to the UK. So eventually they'll come to Florida, and I will love when they do, and eventually I will see them live. But just something social. Like I said, I'm really hoping to be working with this dating coach pretty soon. And real quick, by the way, what I'm actually talking about is this guy and his group. This guy named Adam Lyons, and he has this program called the ACE Attraction, or the ACE Formula, and I'm trying to get into that and different things, because everything I find out about Adam Lyons, he's a genuinely good I will, at some point, I promise, I'm going to rant about PUA and all that shit and how much I hate it. But this is the one guy I've ever found that's actually respectful toward women, acknowledges things other than just heterosexuality and cisgender, and acknowledges all these different facets of he's just a very good like person in general. From what I can I don't know the guy personally, so I can't say that but from what I can tell, he seems like a very good person, and I would love to like learn because I don't, this is on a, I'll probably go more in depth on this at some point, but I don't know how to date casually. I only know how to like date once I already have feelings for someone, but I don't know how to like just be like, hey, this person's cute, this person's cool, we get along, we're dating now, we're casually dating, we're seeing where this goes. I don't know how to do that. So I want to learn how to do that, and that's why I'm looking into figuring this out. And but that's just me. I want to, I like to learn things from professionals if I can. I learn a lot through mimicking other people. We all do. That's a human kind of animalistic thing that we do. you'll naturally pick up on habits and traits of people that you hang around or view a lot, and different things like that, a lot of mannerisms and things of that nature. But anyway, those are all these are topics I'll get into more specifically at some point in the future. But yeah, what I would do specifically, I guess as soon as I could, I would go to some social event and to try to meet people. Not even like a romantic partner, or potential romantic partner specifically, but just people in general. Because that's the thing. I want to get better at just being more social. I am a very social person, and I enjoy people, but I want to be better at. You can always improve. I want to be better. So.
Yeah, my girl's out there somewhere.
Yeah.
No, but not even to romantically get involved with someone. Just to meet people.
Yeah, just expanding your friend group and stuff too is always a good thing to do. Like I said, I really want to expand my friend group and my social circle and stuff, and I'm sure you do too. So.
Yeah, I want to get a whole brand new circle of friends.
And ditch us. No, I'm kidding.
No, man, no. You guys are good.
It's good to have different circles for different things, though, too.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
So, anyway, it's getting to be about that time. Is that it for us today?
I believe so.
Okay.
Have a happy new year, everyone. Obviously right now, you guys
we're kissing 2020 goodbye.
Kissing 2020 goodbye, aka kicking it in the ass.
Yeah.
Goodbye and good riddance, and don't ever come back. Like, you can go inject yourself with lethal poison.
No, you know what you can do? You can drink bleach, considering that's what we were told. Drinking or injecting bleach was. You remember that shit?
Yeah, I do.
Our president. Not anymore though. In just about another month, less than another month.
Yeah, like he will 3 weeks or something.
Well, this is gonna air, I think, on the 2nd or something. This is gonna air early next week. But yeah. But no, on January 20th, President-elect Joe Biden will be sworn in as president of the United States, and so will his vice president Kamala Harris. But yeah. So I know, but they'll be a lot better than what we've had. Not great, not perfect.
Lesser of two evils,
but a step in the right direction.
Yeah, man. Like I said before, happy New Year. Goodbye 2020, and hello 2021.
Yes.
Hopefully, you will be gracious and wonderful to us. Be safe out there. If you're gathered with people, be safe. Have fun. Enjoy each other's company. And I ain't gonna say my catchphrase because
no, we still have to for a bit until everyone has it.
But
the vaccine.
Yeah, I'll change up my my quote. Keep on wearing your masks until you get the vaccine.
Yeah.
Twice. Then you can do whatever the freak you want.
Well, I'll wait until we get official confirmation on what scientists and doctors and stuff say about when we're able to stop wearing masks.
Yeah.
But anyway, as always, guys, I hope you like this. If you did, leave a like. If you don't, I hope you find something that you do like. And yeah, that's all for us. So goodbye and good riddance to 2020. Hello 2021. I hope you guys are all safe. Take care of each other. Take care of yourselves. And have a wonderful fucking New Year.
And
oh, Jesus.
New Year's and new beginnings. Peace out.
Happy New Year, guys. Later.